I'm going to record this session, and it's really that simple. What we've done is give you suggestions that are fairly high probability times to buy and sell. Not all signals are correct, but most of them are. And there's no system that's 100% perfect, but it's performing very well. It's back testing very well in both stocks and futures, as well as the Forex. So we've got a lot to cover, and I'm on for about 45 minutes, and I'm going to have Justin from NinjaTrader come on and answer a few questions, show you a few features of NinjaTrader. And what we did is we developed this system on the NinjaTrader platform. And in time, we'll eventually get to other platforms, but that is not a high priority. So really what you're trying to do in trading is you're trying to get buy and sell signals. You're trying to figure out when to buy, when to sell. Number two, get the most out of that position or out of that trade. The third thing I wrote down as notes for myself is you're trying to operate your daily and weekly and monthly practice or business in trading is with the least amount of emotions and the maximum amount of discipline. A lot of guys' view of trading is that, they're kind of hotshot, cowboys or, fighter pilots or, kind of a romantic idea of what a trader is. And you'll find that the guys who are the best are probably the most boring guys to be around, in terms of when you're trading in the room, it's just quiet and you're just really thinking and you're trying to be disciplined. So the fourth thing that I wrote down is really a priority in trading is you need to, and this is maybe a little bit more intermediate or advanced, but it won't take long for you to get to this point to realize that you need to, in order to make more money, you need to have be able to handle more positions, more ideas at the same time. There's another way to try to make more money is a bigger position on one idea, and that's much higher risk. Your risk increases as the more money that you put in a position, and I've always said that you try to manage your leverage accordingly, because if you're saying if you got a lot of thoughts, and most of this business is mental, most of this is control, and all you guys who've been just 4, 5, or 6 months into this business and years, this is my 21st year actually. I started trading every day February of 1993, and I rarely miss a day. As the guys in the trading rooms will tell you, I just really enjoy it, and I keep coming back for more. But really, a lot of this is emotional control, and that's how you're going to make more money. So the purpose of building this system was for me. It wasn't to try to sell to anyone or rent, have people use it. It was just, what do I need? As I got older, I realized I'm not as fast. I can't interpret charts as quickly. I can't manage as many positions. I think the most number of stock positions I've ever had at once was very few times. Of course, you guys would know it'd be the late 90s to 2000. And again in 2008 when we saw that crash was, I think I've had 19 positions open at a time, which I knew at the time it was such high odds to make a move, being aggressive, but that's very rare. Now as I'm older, that is very difficult to do. As the market's gotten slower and lower volume, lower trading volume, less retail investors, it's more important, it's really imperative that you get tools, that you have help. I think the days of the guys making 5, 6, 7, 8, 10,000 a day without any tools, just flying by the seat of their pants, is pretty much over. I mean, there might be a few guys can do it, but if you're around anyone or see their desktop or see all the things that they do, It's about technology today. It really is. So that's why I built this. That's why we continue to work on this. This project's 2 years old, and it's going to continue to get better, but it's performing really well, and that's why I decided to release this to you. So basic concept is buy on green and sell on red. And buying means what you could also buying could be long, buying could be buying to cover a short position. So if you were short, and let me try to draw here. So if you're short here on the upper left and you wanted this stock to go down from 142 and a quarter today to down $1.50 to $2, and you got a buy signal, that buy is you're covering that short first, and you can consecutively buy long and wait for a sell signal, which the next one was here, and then there's another $2 a share on Celgene. So buy is buy long or buy to cover, and same thing with sell or sell short is sell long or you want it to go down and make money as it drops. There's one other quick questionnaire I'm curious to know. I'm going to try to put up a questionnaire real quick. I just kind of need to know a little bit about what expectations you have as a trader. See what kind of money goals that you have per day. 20% of you answered 1,000 a day, and I didn't have anything in between. So I would venture to guess that the average in this webinar, there's probably $700 or $800 a day. Okay, good. That helps me because number one, I wanted to see what kind of expectations you have in trading, and those thoughts and create some emotions, and those emotions cause people to click their mouse probably too much if it's a higher number. So it looks, I'm going to take a guess and say probably it's 700 a day. You've got 52% of people clicking 500 a day and 20% clicking 1,000 a day. So it's somewhere around 650 to 700 a day is probably most of you are there. What's interesting is, which is good, there's probably about 15% of you saying $300 a day. And that could really be 2 trades a day in stocks or futures, and you could be done pretty quickly in the first hour of the day. So I'm glad there's some of you have expectations or goals with that number, because that's a really easy number to achieve. I think the $650 to $700 a day is going to take you some time to build up that proficiency, but that's very doable. That is actually not too difficult in trading, and so that's just not very difficult at all. 2,000 a day or more. If I were to say how long it would take you to get to that point, I'll take a long shot and say it'll take you 18 months every day of looking at screens full time. And that's my right off the top of my head, and I'd say you're going to need probably 35, 40,000 in your account on stocks, and probably a little lower on futures. Don't hold me those numbers, but what I've learned is by teaching in the last 5 years, as well as trading for 20 years, those numbers, guys really turn the corner in about a little less than 18 months at full time. So whatever your lifestyle can handle, that's great for you. So let's get back to the lightning. This is really an overview, not so much too much teaching, because I don't have a whole lot of time.